Anyways, that's interesting. So it clarifies it a tiny little
It
bit.
a little bit, but it's not
Yeah.
like how would you define? See, I would think that the amendment 9 would define someone's civil rights. You know,
Even in this page, like they don't give a list of
well, it's
rights.
so vague. There
It's
was
so
an
vague.
incident. There was an incident where, while David Dinkins was mayor, um, someone violated somebody else's civil rights. It's a Jewish or black person telling I said I think it was a Jew telling a black person they can't walk down this certain sidewalk, violating his civil rights. That would fall, I would think, on the Ninth Amendment because there's nowhere in any other part of the Bill of Rights, as we've read so far, that
Mhm.
says you can't, you don't have the ability to travel somewhere.
That's
This
it. Yeah,
covers
exactly.
it, but it's so vague that violating someone's civil rights by not letting them walk down the block or going to a certain store they need to go to, it's very vague. I can't see, hard to defend unless you know exactly what your civil rights are.
What the no, but the other rights are like the or well, yeah, yeah. What all the rights are, basically, what all the rights are, like
Because
because
these are
we now know
because the
like
night is
the
covered unenumerated. So we know we have from one, two, and well,
one
one
to
and
eight
two
now.
covered,
Yeah,
right? Right? Freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion,
yeah.
freedom of self defense, basically. Bear
Basically, yeah,
arms.
yeah. Sure enough.
So, but walking down the street doesn't cover those first two. And from the other nine, from the other 8 or 7 that we looked at, mostly got to do with what happens in the courtroom. Like I can't incriminate myself, right to attorney, right to freedom of freedom from cruel and unusual punishment,
Hmm.
right to a certain amount of bail, speedy trial, what have you. Those are enumerated, but not civil rights.
Yeah, the
Civil rights to
basic
walk
one,
down the
like you
street.
say, the walking down the street example. I think that's a good one. It's like we have a right to do that, but it's not in the list that you just said. Like
Right,
it's
it's
not
enumerated.
freedom of
It's
speech.
unenumerated. Yeah.
There's no freedom of movement. I guess that's a better way of saying it.
Okay, that's a good idea.
That's in none of
That's
those other
simple.
ones. But that's a
Yeah.
basic right. That might
Yeah.
be that kind of natural right. Yeah, yeah, that makes some sense. And so, how to protect those? But that it's so vague. Like you could say, my natural right is to. Oh fuck, I don't know. I'm trying to make up something silly, but you know what I mean? Like it's to eat paint. I don't know, whatever. No, but it's
Oh, she
something
wants.
so weird that. But I say that that's my natural. That's what I don't know. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
vague enough to impute anything in there, and then if suddenly, as again, I'm still reading it again, the Ninth Amendment. It seems like it says that like the enumeration in the Constitution shall not be construed to deny or disparage others. So again, deny or disparage other rights, in my mind, that part of the sentence, that are retained by the people. So
You know,
the first
here in
nine
America,
commandments, they can't be used or construed to deny or disparage
I
these
want to bring up something
natural
really
rights.
stupid.
No?
Fraser, I want to bring up something incredibly stupid.
Okay.
Here in America,
Perfect time.
it is illegal to possess drugs, but it's not illegal to be high. So I can do cocaine, heroin, pot, and go out in public. I can't have it on me, but I can be high in public. Uh, now, would that fall under this? Because I have the right to be high. I have the right to destroy my body, but not the right to carry the drugs to do it.
Interesting. I wonder. The right to be high. Because, yeah, I'm sure people
I have
have,
the right to
where
be drunk.
they eat everything
I have the
really
right to be
quickly.
drunk, but I can't operate an automobile, or I can't operate heavy machinery, but I have the right to be drunk and ruin my body.
To a certain extent, I think, well, maybe it's just in Canada, but we have like kind of drunken, disorderly conduct. You can kind of get
Well, see, if I'm
arrested
home,
for
I want
public
to buy myself
intoxication if it's
good.
at the extreme. Well, you can be kind of drunk, like just kind of a little bit wobbly, if as long as you're not peeing on statues and cursing
Yeah,
off
yeah,
whatever. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
there are limits to being intoxicated in public. But I understand what you're saying that once intoxicated, as long as you're not driving a car, as long as you're not operating heavy machinery, I don't think they can arrest you for just
They
being that.
can't. Well, they do. They arrest you for public intoxication. They put you in a jail cell, make you sober up. But it's not a misdemeanor or a crime or a felony by any means. They just want you sober before you go home.
But that kind of sounds like the Chinese one, no? Like
Kind of.
but it doesn't. Like you say, you're not actually committing a
Public
crime,
disorder. Yeah.
but they're. What did it say again? Yeah, it was something about social disorder.
Social
I
disorder.
clicked
Yeah,
off the
exactly.
page.
Yeah.
But like, if it's in the best interest of the community to get that guy that's screaming on the corner of the street into the drunk tank for a while, rather than
Yeah.
pissing off the whole fucking neighborhood. Shut up, guy. We understand you're pissed. You got broken up with. Go fucking home. But in the good, like, yeah, he's got his right to scream about his girlfriend on the corner, but fuck off. It's 4 a.m, guy. Go and sit in the drunk tank. You don't got any charges. You just gotta, like, sleep this one off. I don't know. Again, I'm just saying, it kind of sounds like that communist one. No, I'm joking, but it's something about social order
Well,
still.
it's a very fine line though,
It
because
is.
what if I'm drunk enough that I'm not wobbling, I'm not yelling, I'm just walking home in a basic straight line, walking home, not, excuse me, not bothering anybody. They don't have the right to arrest me. But if I'm causing some kind of public disorderly conduct, like I'm yelling, screaming, urinating in the street, like you said,
Yeah,
passed out in the street, then I think, it's not a right anymore that you're violating other people's,
exactly. Yeah.
especially like people don't get drunk 5 in the afternoon, they get drunk 4 in the morning. And they always cause some kind of ruckus.
That's when the
So,
ruckus happens. It's true. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, imagine two people, one that got just high or drunk, but you've had just enough cocaine and just enough alcohol. Like, you've had so much of each, but you're on this perfect balance point of being, the depression of alcohol and the high of cocaine, that you can walk in a straight line, you talk normally because the alcohol is slowing you down, but the cocaine is picking you up. You couldn't even tell it, but you were higher and drunker than anyone else in the city. But what the fuck is the problem? Like, you're not hurting anyone. You're
yeah,
hurting your own body for sure, but you're not carrying cocaine. That's against the law. You're not. Yeah,
that's
exactly. Like,
against
what's the problem? Leave me alone, right? Like,
right.
we can think of examples of public urination, but what if you're not doing that? What if you're just fucked up, but not hurting anyone in society?
Well, I wouldn't whip my organ out to go to the bathroom. I'd piss my pants as I'm walking home. I wouldn't try to get arrested for that.
I've definitely taken some pit stops. That's for sure.
So
Oh
wait,
god.
here's even better. You remind me of alcohol and cocaine. There is, to get off on a tangent now, people mixing alcohol with Red Bull,
Oh
having shots with
yeah.
that, and they're so drunk they want to go to sleep, but so hyped up on Red Bull they can't,
Yeah.
and so they're up for like 24 hours waiting for each effect to come off.
I
Well, I
100%.
guess
Yeah,
it's gotta be
they made
torture.
it illegal now in Quebec to sell the drinks that were alcohol plus caffeine because there was a
I've
girl
heard
that
of
died.
it.
She died
Yeah.
of it, and they,
Oh yeah.
and there was showed some other people died, but once a 17-year-old girl dies, I mean, laws change. But it was just
Yeah.
that she'd had like two of these drinks. It's worth like 10 coffees, and they're already at 7-8% alcohol. And so it was just this like little girl drinking some really, and they tasted just like, well, Red Bull is kind of nasty to me, but it's just like drinking
Yeah.
juice. But you can have in 2 cans like a 6 pack of beer plus like 10 coffees. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It's very
hyper
dangerous.
concentrated, not
Yeah.
hyper concentrated alcohol, but it's more than beer
It's
concentrated
not. The,
and
it's
hyper
not the
concentrated
alcohol that's the
caffeine
problem.
that, like you say, you're up
It's
for.
not even that.
She had a heart
It's
attack,
not even.
17, something like this.
It's not. It's not even the actual caffeine. It's the ingredients that make the caffeine more like caffeine. It
More potent,
hypes
right?
up what caffeine does. Like you ever see a guanine in a Red Bull? It's one of the ingredients.
Oh, I remember something like that, yeah.
Okay. It increases the effects of caffeine.
It sounds
There
like
was
such
a
a
story.
natural thing, too. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
It's like guanine. It's like having guava juice or something, right?
Yeah,
But no, this is
but
a
mixed with caffeine, it multiplies the
it
effect of caffeine.
multiplies the effect.
I've read a story. Um, Again, college student cramming for exam. This happened quite a few years ago. Drinking, I want to say 10 Red Bulls in one night, the regular size cans. She or he went into tachycardia. If you know what that means, it's hyper
It's like
heartbeat.
something
It's
wrong
a
with the
very
heart
rapid
anyway.
heartbeat. Anything above 150 beats per minute, not exercising is considered dangerous. She went into 300 beats per minute. They could not get her heart to slow down with any kind of drugs or mechanical means, and she passed away.
Okay, that might have been what happened to this one I heard about in Quebec. But yeah, they banned that thing. But yeah, like you say, that's cocaine and what is it? I don't know if there's
That
an
is
expression, but
the worst
cocaine
of
and
the
gin or
worst.
something. Cocaine and
Yeah, it's not
alcohol.
healthy to drink. One Red Bull a week. Okay, you have these bad days when you're tired. You want to quick pick me up. Fine. These people have been drinking like two or three a day,
Well,
and
that's
the
it. Yeah,
destroying
and
the
I think
body.
Red Bull is one of the least harmful ones. Like there was ones
Yeah,
Red Bull was something like worth three coffees. But you can get some of these ones that again, one can of not even the alcohol ones, one can is worth five coffees.
yeah, yeah.
Or plus the guarana, no, the thing that you said, the
Well,
multiplier
yeah,
effect. I mean,
Ronnie and those.
I
I
drank
might
a
be
lot of coffee when
thinking.
I was in school, like in university, like a lot to stay up at nights, so it
Right.
would be many
Do you ever
coffees
do
in
a
the
coffee
day.
shooter? Do you ever do a coffee shooter?
Like the espressos? No.
No, it's you take it's like anything you do with alcohol. You take a little bit of freeze dried coffee, you put it on a spoon, take a spoonful of the coffee, you just put it in your mouth, take a bit of water with it, and just follow with the Red Bull or something. It's called a coffee shooter. It's like one spoonful of freeze dried coffee is a cup of coffee.
Hmm.
So not only taking a cup of coffee with a little bit of water, you follow it with a sip of Red Bull or something.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
cannot be healthy. But
And it
people have
just
done that to stay awake at night to study.
well, that's the thing about there's the weaker versions like coffee itself, like old school filter coffee. There's a limiting factor to it that you can't just in 30 minutes drink four coffees. It's like physically
Yeah.
impossible to drink four coffees in 30 minutes. Just like, beer, like 5% beer,
You have to chug
there's
it,
a
yeah.
certain safety to it because you can't drink it really fast. Whereas I had alcohol poisoning on vodka, on
Oh, God.
peppermint schnapps. Oh, I still remember that one. Holy cow.
Oh, God,
You
Fraser.
know,
Kill yourself.
but beer, I probably had alcohol poisoning on beer. I drank too much beer and threw
It
up,
takes
but
a lot of beer, though.
but the hard alcohol I get there so fast.
Very
I remember
quickly, yeah.
someone dared me to like drink this big glass of vodka one time and just kind of plugged my nose and threw it down. But a big glass, it would
Well,
have been like, I don't know, 7 or 8 shots. But it was a
oh,
glass, right? Whereas
oh,
I
my
drink a glass of
God.
beer, that's equivalent to 1 shot of vodka. But I could drink 8 shot and try and drink 8 beers in 1 minute. It's impossible. But I could drink 8 shots of vodka in 1 minute. And I
Yeah.
was done. That was a horrible night. But you know what I mean? There's the concentration of the caffeine, as you were saying, when you just put concentrated caffeine on your tongue and then chase it down with more caffeine, which is hyper concentrated in that small Red Bull can. It's a recipe for disaster. But yeah,
It
that's what we're
is.
seeing is young kids having freaking heart problems.
Yeah, and there's a lot, and we're not talking about like even the cases of where you die in a couple of hours or instantly. Lifelong heart problems for it.
Lifelong. And it's important to say because I remember hearing, we're just going to stick on caffeine. This whole last section is just going to be about caffeine. No, but this is the thing about sports, um, like drugs in sports. There's illegal drugs in sports. There's legal drugs that you can take. One of the legal ones is caffeine. But they've shown if you kind of
Yeah.
starve yourself of caffeine, like these kind of different performance athletes, and then take caffeine just at a certain level at a certain
Right.
time before the sport, there is a marked increase in
Yeah.
performance. Like it works. You just can't have any caffeine in the weeks before, and then you take caffeine and run your race or whatever it is, play the game. It shows improvement without a doubt. One of the cases in Quebec too, I remember it wasn't the alcoholic ones. It was a kid that went out and just drank a bunch of caffeine during the day, playing soccer or something, got totally dehydrated. I'm pretty sure he died too because it was one of those
Oh
extreme
man.
examples. But it was that kind of thing that it is true that performance athletes that will be benefit and it's legal, but there's a danger. And there's a danger long term. Like you say, after 20 years of just pumping that really hard caffeine, I'm sure the liver, the I don't know what else is going to be messed up, right?
Same thing with steroids. So people don't think that
Yeah,
steroids do long-term damage, but they do. Liver, heart, kidney, what have you. I would think that drinking a lot of caffeine would hurt your kidneys too. Not only dehydrating yourself, which is bad for the body to begin with,
right,
but caffeine is a diuretic. It makes you go to
right.
the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that would, I think, the large amounts of caffeine that they would be taking, which would hurt their kidneys a lot.
It makes them
Cause
work
down,
twice as hard. Yeah, yeah. They get
yeah,
twice as old, twice as fast. It's true. That's
yeah,
just basic math, right? You put twice as much liquid through it, it's got to filter all that shit through
right.
twice as fast as if you weren't doing that. Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. It's going to use it faster. So
I mean, kids, be careful with your
that's
body. You're not immortal.
no, that's it. No, and that's it. And I for certain thought I was immortal when I was younger. Oh, youth. Now I
Everybody does. We
realize.
do stupid
Now I've done the
things.
calculations and I don't believe it anymore.
Oh, I don't believe it for a second anymore. My body's starting to break down.
It's breaking down day by day, right? Oh,
He's not at that age where we sleep when we can sprain something.
it's true. Oh, yes.